daxil olmaqla xeyli sayda canlı qüvvəsi, bir tankı, 4 artilleriya qurğusu, asa tipli zenit raket kompleksi, qrad tipli yaylım ateşli reaktiv sistemi, radiolokasiya stansiyası, 6 ədəd avtomobil texnikası və diviziyanın əsas komanda məntəqəsi bölmələrimiz tərəfindən məhv edilib. Hazırda qoşunlarımız əməliyyat şəraitinə nəzarət edir. Bildiririk ki, Ermənistan ərazisini güya pilotsuz uçuş aparatı və raket artilleriya sistemlərindən ateşə tutmağımız barədə düşmənin yaydığı məlumat növbəti dezinformasiyadır. Yeni humanitar ateşkəs rejiminə tam riayət edən bölmələrimiz bütün cəbhə boyu düşmənin törətdiyi təxribatlara təmkinlə yanaşaraq yalnız adekvat tədbirlər görür. Ermənistan cəbhənin müxtəlif istiqamətləri, xüsusilə də bərpa edilmiş dövlət sərhədləri üzrə vəziyyəti məqsədyönlü şəkildə gərginləşdirməyə hesablanmış təxribatçı hərəkətlərinə son qoymalıdır. Ermənistan rəhbərliyi dərk etməli və hesablaşmalıdır ki, bərpa edilmiş dövlət sərhədləri artıq münaqişə bölgəsi deyil, Azərbaycanın tam hüquqlu suveren ərazilərini müəyyən edən, beynəlxalq birlik tərəfindən tanınan dövlət sərhəddidir. Dövlət sərhədinin toxunulmazlığı təmin edilməlidir. Bu istiqamətdə baş verən istənilən təxribat ərazi bütövlüyümüzü təcavüz kimi dəyərləndirilir. Bu baxımdan bir daha bəyan edirik ki, Azərbaycan öz ərazilərinə təhdid edən istənilən legitim hərbi hədəfləri yerləşdiyi ərazidən asılı olmayaraq məhv etmək hüququna malikdir. Sağ olun. Gentlemen, I will also brief you about the current situation in the area of operation. As Mr. Hikmet Aziyev mentioned already, there was an announcement of the humanitarian ceasefire since yesterday in the morning. Unfortunately, Armenian armed forces have been constantly violating the ceasefire. So during the last period, the Armenian armed forces repeatedly violated the humanitarian ceasefire and fired at the positions of our army in various directions, including Ağbent region, which is located just on the conjunction of the 3 state borders. To intensify the situation, the enemy forces launched rockets and artillery at a number of settlements near the front line, including Joranboy, Tartar, and Barda, also launching our settlements from the Armenian territory. The enemy force trying to attack on the Khojavend, Füzuli, and Gubadli directions of the front. And it was all defeated by our units, and enemy had a number of losses. As a result of adequate measures, a large number of manpower, including the Chief of Staff of the division, 1 tank, 4 artillery mounts, OSA-type anti-aircraft missile system, a Grad-type rocket launcher, a radar station, 6 vehicles, and division main command post was destroyed by our units. Currently, the situation is under the control of Azerbaijan army. Information spread by the enemy regarding allegedly fires on the territory of Armenia from Azerbaijan is another disinformation. Our units, fully complying with the new established humanitarian ceasefire, we are only taking adequate measures to stop the Armenian aggression. Also, today, within a joint statement by the Ministry of Defense and the State Border Service, Armenia was informed to stop the provocation which was purposely to intensify the situation throughout the area of operation, especially near the state border that we have recently liberated. The Armenian leadership must realize that the restored state borders are no longer a conflict zone, but a territorial border which is recognized by the international community, meanwhile defining the full sovereign territories of Azerbaijan. Therefore, inviolability of the state border must be ensured. Any provocation in this direction is assessed as an attack on our territorial integrity. In this regard, we reiterate that regardless of its location, Azerbaijan has the right to target any legitimate military object posing threat to our territory and sovereignty. Thank you very much.
Thank you. If there are any questions, we'll be more than glad to answer. And if there are any comments, and we are also ready to react. And the floor is yours. If not, yes, please.
So thank you very much for information. It's crucial for us to understand the situation. I would like to ask the topic that you mentioned lastly about terrorist activity on your territory. Do you have any new evidence about such activity? Thank you.
Thank you. According to certain reliable intelligence information, Armenian authorities have deployed in Shusha city of Azerbaijan PKK terrorists, and they are also trying to dress them with the uniforms of Azerbaijani armed forces, and with the two purposes. First, to confuse Azerbaijani armed forces in case of any engagement, and secondly, in case of their casualties, and to demonstrate the fact that as if they are mercenaries fighting in the ranks of Azerbaijani armed forces. And I would like also to draw your attention, yesterday's picture or professional mistake by the armed forces of Armenia. They put on the official website and official social media accounts of Armenian armed forces the photo of Armenian Defense Minister David Tonayan with the Armenian soldiers. Next to him wasn't one soldier in the uniform of the State Border Service of Azerbaijan, but raising a specific question. There was another soldier sitting next to him and barefoot and also wearing the uniform of Azerbaijan State Border Service. And it raised a serious question and suspicion from our side immediately afterwards. And these photos have been deleted from Armenian Minister of Defense, but we made the screenshots. And here's a question: what the person with the uniform of Azerbaijan State Border Service is doing next to the Armenian Defense Minister? We have an answer, because a couple of days ago, through the Armenian Defense Ministry, they have prepared fake videos as if the foreign mercenaries in the uniform of Azerbaijan State Border Service are fighting. It was an unprofessional fake videos to demonstrate as if we saw the mercenaries in the uniform of Azerbaijan State Border Service. And it once again demonstrates that Armenia is engaged in such a deep fake elements of propaganda against Azerbaijan. So far we are expecting this as the answer to this question, but we haven't received anything. But as regards to PKK terrorists, and including the mercenaries, especially we saw the ethnic Armenians from some other countries are joining into the ranks of Armenian armed forces and fighting against Azerbaijan. And they are mostly mercenaries, and Armenian armed forces mainly deploying with mercenaries in the front line or front echelon of the combat engagement with Azerbaijani armed forces. And we do also take this opportunity to call all countries to stop their nationals or to urge their nationals from joining the ranks of Armenian armed forces as mercenaries or fighting against Azerbaijani armed forces and Azerbaijani civilians. And I have also regret to say that some of them are coming from the EU countries, and some of them are also coming from the NATO countries, put it in the larger sense.
Sir, thank you for taking our questions and providing this information. Can you tell me, is the State Border Service engaged in the fighting against Armenian forces along with the army?
State Border Service of Azerbaijan is not engaged in combat operation, but State Border Service of Azerbaijan are going to be deployed, in the process of deployed along the state border of Azerbaijan with the neighboring countries. First, it's in a state border of Azerbaijan and neighboring Iran. And we're also glad that Iranian and Azerbaijani border, after within 30 years of occupation, are undercoming the full control of Azerbaijani authorities, including the State Border Service of Azerbaijan. With a closer engagement and cooperation with the appropriate authorities of Iran, we are trying to ensure the fact that normal state border services and state border service control has been provided. We are also in the process trying to install the same concept of border and civil border concept between Armenia and Azerbaijan along the deoccupied Zengilan and Gubatlı regions of Azerbaijan, as we did along the Kazakh and Tovuz regions of Azerbaijan, even the years ago, with the sole intention to show a civilized border approach or border security approach to Armenia. And therefore, short answer to your question, State Border Service of Azerbaijan is not engaged in a direct military or combat operation, but State Border Service of Azerbaijan has a sole authority to provide security and safety of state borders of Azerbaijan, but they are in the process to be deployed along the State Border Service, State Border of Azerbaijan with the neighboring countries, afterwards the fact of the occupation. Thank you. If there are no additional questions and comments, I once again thank you to military attachés for the short notice coming for this briefing, because operational situation also demands from us to bring into your attention with an update, and we are appealing to your appropriate countries and your capitals, but providing on a first-hand information. Thank you.